You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of great racing in the AOLL TNT Guitar Addict Series. It's me, Randy Pepper, alongside Larry Patrick on this wonderful Thursday night draft night.
Yeah, Randy, this should be a lot of fun racing here from Daytona. Get to watch these guys here in the ARCA cars run around Daytona. Should be a blast. Hopefully these guys, after we've seen kind of how the bump drafting was going there in practice, hopefully they don't get into each other, because these ARCA cars disappear up under one another, and we'll definitely send them spinning there.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is in practice, I was watching them. They had one wreck that everybody but one guy got involved in it. So if we see that in the race, I mean, this could be insane.
So what you're telling me is we had a Talladega Nights moment.
Absolutely. 100% Talladega Nights right here at Daytona.
Hey, we look forward to this one. Hey, Blake already out there throwing some shots. He said, "Have a good broadcast, ladies."
Hey.
I mean, at least he's a gentleman and called us ladies.
Ladies, what? I don't. You know, I may have long hair, but I'm not a lady. Although I've been bought drinks by men before, but that's besides the point.
I don't even want to know.
Well, you know, from a long ways across a bar, somebody can easily mistake somebody with long hair as a woman. So.
It's a very, very good point. And you know, some people prefer men, and that's fine too.
That's fine. Just not me.
Hey, we got cars out there on the track right now. Your top qualifier, Anthony Cirillo, top speed of 187 miles an hour. He is currently best at 49.81, and right now in second, Josh Laskin with a Nick Adams just took over that with a 49.9.
Yeah. You know, Cirillo was one of the guys I was watching during practice. He actually was running a really, really high line. I mean, his line was so close to the wall, there were sparks every time he got near the wall.
I'm trying to figure out where Nick got all this speed. His speed right now is showing at 192 miles an hour. Him and Blake Ziti, but that's not equating. John Gordon comes around 194 miles an hour, and now Anthony Cirillo takes back over with the 49.55. Oh, Carl Henderson with a 49.55, but Josh Laskin beats them both with the 49.51.
Wow. That's insane.
Taking a look at Sean Carmody here. The number 40 Mellow Yellow Endeavor racing car. So, to you, Randy, what are your keys to the race here tonight?
Keys tonight is just stay clean. Be patient. And just try to run the race as clean as possible. And wait. I mean, you've got a few laps to work things out. Then the last 10 laps, it's go time. But until then, just keep yourself in position and keep yourself clean. That's the whole thing. These guys, you know, this is a beginner league for the most part for a lot of these guys, and they don't understand the patience thing. But I mean, this season, they have done really well. But if they run like they were running in practice, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to reiterate that these guys have been having some clean races. And I also want to point out, like, a few of these guys have been talking a little smack towards the Cup drivers because they've had some caution-free races here as late.
Absolutely. These guys have done some unbelievable races this year because they have kept it clean for so many laps. And the Cup guys just, Saturday night, or not Saturday night, but Sunday night, they ran Talladega, and there were, I think, 4 or 5 different cautions. So if they can run Daytona with no cautions, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I say if they can have those bragging rights if they do run tonight with no cautions. Yep.
So the qualifying is over. Let's look at the lineup so far. It looks like the Josh Lashton, the guy that's the one everyone is chasing this season, the number 18 car, is on the pole. His outside his teammate Sean Carmody in the number 40. Row 2, it's Cody Leland and Anthony Chiarello. Then it's Hot Carl Henderson in the number 31 and D.W. Wright, the 43. Right behind them, it's Blake Zede, the number 50, and the number 14 of Christopher Oliver. And then the row back then, 9th and 10th, it's Nick Adams and Gene Watkinson.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, and in 11th spot, we got John Gordon with Mike Wisniewski. And 13th, that's definitely not Blake Gordon, as Blake Gordon is not racing. He is a local admin. And Sean Hayes. And then in 15th, Tim St. Jean, as well as Joshua Mays. And then running there in 18th will be David DeParis.
And Tom Stevens.
Tom Stevens is actually not showing on my grid right now.
Oh, maybe he did not come out. He was out there a little while ago. I saw him because he had that Napa number 9 out there running around. So David DeParis last night was bumped out of the race because of his he wanted to stop on the middle of the track, or on the side of the track. He kept bringing out caution, so he was ejected. So hopefully he doesn't do that tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That definitely threw myself and Carl for a loop there. The 2 random cautions that we had seen just completely baffled us last night.
Yeah, I know. Hey, as a driver, we're like, why is a caution coming out? There's nobody wrecked. What's going on? And that's why.
We look for some good, clean racing, though, here tonight, Daytona. I agree with you, though. If these guys can take it easy, they can be patient. I do think we're going to have a pretty good race here tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good race. I mean, these guys are good drivers. I mean, everybody has pretty much figured things out. Anthony Chiarello was getting really good in his Legends cars. Now, he hasn't adapted as well to the ARCA cars, but maybe tonight he can redeem himself as he's starting in the 3rd position.
I think right here, this track in particular, this is a great equalizer. I mean, you got to be within that drive to be able to run with these guys. And as you said earlier, patience is key, and knowing when to make a move and when not to make a move, and just staying out of trouble. You can see these guys there from the back. They can make up a lot of time and get up to the front just by being patient.
Yeah, absolutely. They just got to be patient, know when to move, know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
I'm glad you sang that, because as soon as you said that, I was thinking that.
I was like, wait a minute, there's a song there somewhere. I think I've seen one before.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, boy. All right, so we'll let's see, how many laps will we have on this?
60 here tonight. 60 laps here at Daytona.
60 laps. That's a long ways. It seems like it's not that much for, some people, but 60 laps at Daytona is a long ways. So hopefully these guys can keep it clean for all 60 of those as the pace car pulls off and we get ready to go green flag racing. Green is out. Josh Lasson jumps out alongside his teammate Sean Carmody. Sean is the right-hand man, but right behind them is Cody Leland in that number 75 car, drafting with the back end of that number 18 car. The outside groove with the Chiarello car. Chiarello's kind of drifting a little higher line than most of the other guys, but everybody so far is keeping their nose clean, trying to stay away from each other as they make their way down the back straightaway here at Daytona, 2x2, side by side, as they head down the long straightaway into turn number 3, and they'll make their way up the banking, the 31-degree banking. Most of the guys will keep the car down on the line, except for that groove on the outside, as that inside groove is really starting to work as they make their way down into the stripe for the first time tonight. Lap number 1 at Daytona.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of dissension there in that top groove. You're seeing two guys, Anthony Schrillo, John Gordon, they're a little bit higher the line than Sean Carmody. And I believe different color car. It kind of threw me for a loop. I can't grab a number there. They being that they're running such a different line there, they're unable to be organized. That low groove right now is organized. They're in a single file line, and that's really allowing these guys to push. As Anthony Schrillo gets into the wall, and that's going to allow the 47 to get around him, and that's going to really hurt that outside line. As now Tim St. Jean gets smacked. It looked like by Anthony Schrillo coming off that wall.
Yeah, like I said, he was running that line during the practice. He was just running a super high line. I couldn't understand why he was running so high. And the number 43 is in the wall as well. He just tagged the wall, but he brought it back down and saved it and tucked in right behind Nick Adams. But Nick Adams tucked his car down inside the line. But out front, we have a new leader. That's right. The Carmody car has got around Josh Laston, but Laston has now worked his way back down the inside line, and he's going to try to make that inside line work again. It looks like Carmody and the 50 car of Blake Ziti have teamed up together, and they're moving really well, just those two cars by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing there on that outside line, you got the two Endeavor cars of Blake Ziti and Sean Carmody, and then there on the bottom, you've got closed circuit racing as well as first response racing, and there's even a Endeavor Racing cars. John Gordon starts to move to that outside there, maybe want to catch up with his teammates. But you've got that line of 5 there with Josh Laston, Cody Leland, Carl Henderson. That's also Chris Oliver and Nick Adams, and they're staying pretty much in line, trying to push and get a run on these guys on the top, who's really fighting back.
Yeah, I made the mistake of calling Sean Carmody the teammate of Josh Laston. It's the Hamner car that's the new teammate to those guys. That as well as you. You're the other teammate to them.
Yeah, I wasn't going to correct you on that there, partner. I would have caught you later.
No, I want to make sure I was right. I knew it was a 40-something was on his car.
47, my friend.
Yeah, well, I knew it was a 40-something. So, but it is Sean Carmody. It is Endeavor Racing. They added 2 new drivers to their stable with Carmody and Ziti. So that's another huge group of drivers with a stable of 7 or 8 different drivers in that stable. I'm not sure how many are in there, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And there you go, Josh Laston. He's going to jump up. And that's one thing. Once you can get that line, you can kind of come up, help your team out. And there's a wreck.
Cars in the wall.
The 14 with DW Wright. And caution is out.
Yeah, DW Wright and Chris Oliver, I believe, were involved in that. Oh, tough break. But we get a fast repair and we come back out. You just have to start at the back. It's when you run out of those fast repairs that it matters.
Let's see let's take a look at what happened here. Chris just comes up just a tad, enough for him and DW Wright to touch, and that turned him up to that outside line, or excuse me, outside wall, and smacked that outside wall.
Tough break, but it's early. It's early. I'm not worried about it. If you wreck now, you don't have to worry that much about it. Maybe you'll start back, but you can catch up. There's no doubt about it. You can catch up and get back out there. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Harvey Abrams out there said these are the cars I belong in, not the Cup cars.
Harvey Abrams is watching tonight, the IVRL driver. Really good driver. Always enjoy watching him race in the IVRL. So glad to have you aboard watching the race tonight, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate the support here at the channel. And of course, you get a lot. One thing that I think is awesome, you get a lot of the Cup drivers that watch as well. I mean, we got Joe Dinsmore out there, Justin Anderson, Blake Gordon, who's adminning. He watches it. A lot of the guys, the Cup drivers, and I always try to tell our teammates here in the TNT series that really they're just doing their homework for when these guys come up, so they know how to race them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole ticket to this league here. This particular series of the league. These are the guys that are making their way up. They want to run in Cup division one day, and that's the whole goal. Everybody making it up. Some of these guys is taking a little bit longer, but one day it will click and they will make their way up there. Like Chiarello was one of those guys we talk about him a lot. That last year we were like, I'm not so sure he's going to be able to make it up. But if he keeps continuing on with his progress, he'll make his way up to Sportsman, and who knows, from Sportsman up to Cup eventually. So.
Well, I 1,000% agree with that. I think this is something I want to say that we beat a dead horse on, but I can't express the jump that man made between last season and this season. He had been that guy that, when I raced in the TNT last season, I would always kind of get a little bit nervous when I got around him. In this season, just watching him race, it's remarkable the strides that he's made, and he's becoming such a better driver this season. It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I know, and we have talked about him a lot, and hopefully we'll start talking more about, people like Tom Stevens and Gene Watkinson and some of the other guys that are, back there struggling to find speed and stuff like that. Eventually they're going to click too. So just got to wait their time.
100% agree with that, Randy. 100% agree with that. Hey, while we got a quick second, we're here under caution. Let's just give a little talk. Tomorrow night, we're back with the podcast. Randy will be back, and we're not gonna calling me drunk Larry is just terrible. A little intoxicated Larry will be back tomorrow night.
Little intoxicated.
Wow. I'm still looking for that Tito's sponsorship for the page. I figure if I keep drinking a bottle every podcast, we might get it.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
But we'll be back tomorrow night, discuss IVRL and all the AOLL series races. And then the Cup guys will be at Kansas on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then IVRL around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday night, that race is normally a long race, but that's a lot of fun because there's a lot of aggressive driving there. And
this week is going to be great in the IVRL because they're going to be running at Darlington. So it's going to be crazy.
The Lady in Black.
Yes.
I may be sitting down and watching that one.
That one's going to be a good one. I can guarantee that. Absolutely. Pace car has turned the lights out as we're going to go back to green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway. Josh Lashton is still your leader. Sean Comedy is on his outside. Row 2, Cody Leland and Blake Ziti. Row 3 is Carl Henderson and Nick Adams. Row 4 is John Gordon and Gene Watkinson. And then row 5, it is Anthony Chiarello, Tom Stevens, and Mike Wazinski, Tim St. Jean, D.W. Wright, Chris Oliver, and David DeParis. It's the last car running. But D.W. Wright, Chris Oliver, and David DeParis are all 2 laps down already.
Yeah, that's a rough one to already.
Yeah, it is, especially for Chris. Chris has had a really good season so far, and for him to have, Daytona bad luck is not good. So,
Yeah, and Mama's man boy, Mama's out there watching you. Let's see you get some of these laps back and get back up there, buddy.
Yep. Green flag is back out as Josh Laston jumps out to a 1-2 car length lead over Cody Leland, who's holding down that second position, but by barely. And as I say that, here comes back Sean Carmody. Carmody is working that outside groove, and now he's got help from his teammates behind him as they make their way side by side. Down off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Carmody and Ziti have hooked up to try to take over that position. It looks like I'm going to have to say that the Cody Leland car is going to have to tuck in behind Josh Laston if they want to hold those two off, because those two are working really well together as they make the way off of turn number 2 or turn number 4 and head back to the stripe.
Yeah, if you're watching right now, you're definitely seeing some alliance there as we see John Gordon sneaking in the picture where he doesn't come to that low line. He's going straight to that outside line. He's going to tackle with his teammates, and he's going to push his teammates. That's going to put 3 on the top, the high line, 4 on that bottom line. You're looking at Endeavor up top, but then you got 3 CCR with 1 First Response Racing there at that bottom line. And Nick Adams was quick on that restart to jump back behind his partner, Carl Henderson, as right now we've got a little breakaway pack, but that second group is coming pretty quick.
We say that the bottom group is CCR and the First Response. We know we're both from those teams and stuff. We know these two teams work well together. It's kind of almost not a satellite team, but kind of like a satellite team of each other. So these guys, you've almost got 4 against them.
Well, you know, and it is a little odd that CCR and First Response would work so well, as, you know, one of the First Response drivers did spurt, dipped on First Response to join CCR, so it's kind of weird to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of caught everybody by surprise, especially the one that just joined the team.
Well, wait, what do you mean? I'd been on that team for a while.
Yeah, well, I hadn't.
Hey, these lines right here, we see Nick Adams kind of just a little bit further back. That's going to allow him essentially a 3, car push for the both grooves, and they're running darn dead even coming through that front stretch as they head over into turn 1. But like I said, that second group is catching them quick. You see DW Wright, he's coming back in the picture there. You're also starting to see the 14 of Chris Oliver starting to come back in that picture there. DW Wright's catching that top group.
Yeah, that outside groove seems to be catching some air, but wow, DW Wright nearly goes down and collects Nick Adams down that bottom groove there. Wow. Nick Adams was probably about going, holy smoly, what was that? Anyways, that outside groove looks like it may be the faster of the grooves. If you're farther back, it just seems like the air works a lot better. Tim did the same thing. He was on that outside groove and caught that group running that outside groove, not inside.
It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder how much of that is momentum. How much momentum are those guys carrying on that outside line that's helping them down those stretch?
I don't know, but it's weird because you look at them as they're coming. They'll come off those turns and they'll have momentum, but as soon as they get up in the main pack, they drop like a brick. Because every lap you're seeing Laston pull out ahead, and then here comes back Carmody. But neither one of them can get that advantage to pull left. The draft is working really strange with them tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And this could be the new draft package with this style car. I myself did not try any of these, laps in these cars with the draft. So I couldn't tell you how well these work. And as we see Josh Laston, he jumps up to that high group. That's not a bad play if they decide to go that route right now. You can control both lines.
To the wall with the number 9 of the Stevens car. So that'll bring caution once again. Tim St. Jean is not having a good night and that number 6 Guitar Addict Chevrolet tonight.
Oh, and they catch the 11 there. That's Gene Watkinson. Rough section there of the track.
Well, these guys will not be gloating that they did so well at Daytona. So they've already had 2 cautions. We are 16 laps into 60 laps here at Daytona International Speedway.
I can say one thing. Carl Henderson came into this race very nervous about this race. So he said he never had the best of luck here at Daytona.
Well, he's still running, so he's got that going for him.
Absolutely. Hey, Randy, while we got a second, let's go ahead. Let's take a cut to our sponsor, shall we?
Yes.
For 20 years, the Guitar Addict has been your home for used and vintage guitars in the Daytona Beach area and at GuitarAddict.com. The Guitar Addict is your home for used and vintage guitars. Whether you're looking for that collector's piece or that beginner piece, they've got you covered. With names like Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, Ibanez, Martin, Taylor, and much, much more, the Guitar Addict has all the guitars you need. And bass players, they haven't forgot about you. They've got all the top names. Amplifiers from Friedman, Victoria, Fender, Boss, and many, many more. They also have the largest selection of used pedals anywhere in the Southeast. The Guitar Addict, located at 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flomish in Holly Hill, Florida. Also, check us out online at GuitarAddict.com.
All right, we're back here at Daytona International Speedway. God, that guy sounded just like me in the commercial. Anyways. You like that?
I have no clue what just happened.
Anyways, we're back here at Daytona International Speedway. If you're in the Daytona Beach area, please stop by the Guitar Addict. As the commercial said, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flomish in beautiful Holly Hill. Now, people will say, what is Holly Hill? Holly Hill is a subdivision, basically, of Daytona Beach. It's where basically most all the rednecks live.
Out in the holler.
Yeah. I'm giving big holler out there to all those people out there in Holly Hill. So, if you're not homeless or to live in a trailer, you're not living in Holly Hill. Hey, I'm just saying. No, anyway, no, I like my little town. Holly Hill is good. Actually, we've got a beautiful pickleball facility there. They just built this huge pickleball facility.
What is the attraction with pickleball and retirees, if I might ask?
It's faster than shuffleboard. Okay. I guess it gets you moving better. It's a little easier to do than ping pong.
Okay.
I would say that's probably it.
All right.
So, they keep trying to pull me down there. They keep saying, Randy, come on down and play pickleball with us. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Me and pickleball? Dude, I could be surfing. Why would I want to play pickleball? They're like,
there you go.
Yeah, so that's it. Anyways, or I could be sitting here calling this great race here at Daytona International Speedway with Josh Lashlin leading the race over Sean Comedy still. Blake Ziti and Cody Leland are on row 2 now. They've kind of swapped positions. Leland had been down on the inside the whole time. So now he's going to break up those 2 drivers. And it looks like Cody is blinking in and out pretty well here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this runs. As you see, the first response in CCR, 2 guys went high, are now in the high line, and 2 of the Endeavor cars, and Blake Pasta and John Gordon, are now in that low line. So how will these guys swap? Will they look to swap? Perhaps does Josh look to try to come up to that high line? When you think about it, because you have teammates pushing the other team's car, they both kind of have an advantage there, right? You don't really have to give them that push to get your teammate out front.
Yeah, once again, we're 18 laps. So it really doesn't matter, I think, that much now. Although here goes Josh, jumps out to a 1-car length lead over the teammates of Blake and Carmody. They'll fight with each other. And then it's another 1, 2, 3 car lengths back to Cody Leland, who is boy, he's blinking in and out, and John Gordon nearly got him and turned him. Luckily, the net code did not struck at that time. As you see, Cody is he's blinking out on your side too, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And that right there, when you see a car blinking like that, it'll definitely make you nervous. It will put a gap between you and everybody else. But as you see, they've pretty much swapped right now, except for Nick Adams. Nick's still running that high line, but he looks like he's trying to get down.
He's trying to, but he's got to get around Anthony Sorello first and pull the car down. He looked right there, but he'll think about it once again and pull it back up to that top group. Help that inside group get around Josh Laston. Will Carmody pull the car down? Stay there with a bump of the number 50. That 50 of Ziti is right on the back into him, just giving him the tip every time around here.
I think right now at this point, you don't have to worry too much about being in the lead. You don't want to lose any time, but you just kind of hang out where you're at. You know, I wouldn't be pushing somebody too aggressive. I just wouldn't want to lose time, right? At the end of the day, when you think about this, the excitement's going to start clicking in roughly around 5 laps to go. That's when you want to see you'll probably see cars start shuffling, the pushing getting more aggressive, and you may look, as I said before, one of these guys can jump into the other line and control both lines at that point.
Yeah, and it's just like we're looking at now, John Gordon has jumped up to that top line as well, and we've seen most of the CCR cars all pull down to the bottom, except for Nick Adams, who's the only one out there riding that outside line, and I'm sure his teammates are going, please get down here. What are you doing up there? You're helping them out.
Or if you're going to at least do that, go 3/4, maybe half throttle.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, they're just side by side. 3 rows, first 6 cars are out there side by side, and then now we got Weller pulling up alongside the 19 car of John Gordon and that posted Guitar Addict car, and then his Guitar Addict other car behind him, Tim St. Jean, is kind of lingering back there. I'm not sure. I think Tim's been involved in the last 2 wrecks. I think Tim is probably just kind of lurking back there, waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, patience. We talk about it before. Patience. You don't want to run out of those fast repairs and knock yourself out of this race. Trying to do something too crazy too early. If DW Wright, he was able to get one of his laps back. He's 1 lap down and he gets another caution. He's going to get the wave around. There's no reason for DW Wright right now to be up in a mess that could possibly cause him to get in that incident and not get that wave around right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason to do that. Just kind of hang out, run your race. Caution comes out, you get a wave around, you go back, and you're on the lead lap. Then you get to race with everybody else. John Gordon, maybe, the way he's running behind Nick Adams back there. Actually, I like this scenario. Oh, John Gordon's in the wall, bounces off the wall, but keeps it going straight. Thank God. Anyways, if you look at this scenario, I have the 30, the 19, and the 6. All 3 of those cars have Guitar Addict on the back of their car in some form or another. So it's good to see Guitar Addict cars all running in a row. Maybe they're running a separate team from their own.
I don't believe so, Randy.
Oh, I was just kind of maybe wishful thinking. Well, look at Sorello dives down to the bottom of the line there underneath the yellow line. I don't know if he was trying to.
I have no clue. That was a wild move right there.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing down there? But or anything. But anyways, side by side up front still. Blake Ziti, man, he's kind of going all over the place looking for some kind of line, but I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, Blake Ziti right now, I think he is pushing the ever-living daylights out of Sean Carmody. You're seeing it on some of these straights. He is all over him, and he's giving him some massive pushes. And when you start getting close on these guys, these cars can start getting squirrely on you.
How long till we start seeing 3 wide?
I would not expect to see it for at least another 30 laps.
Which driver do you think is most likely to go 3 wide?
I don't think it's going to be an intentional 3 wide, to tell you the honest truth. I believe that, kind of like I was talking earlier, I think you're going to see one team, they're going to get a car out front. That car is going to jump down into the other line. They're going to try to control 2 lines. When that happens, I believe you'll see the other team shuffle that car out of their line, and it will cause a 3 wide situation.
All right. Well, roughly in about 20 laps or so, I think we're going to start seeing things like that maybe happen. But for now,
and Nick Adams just got down.
He just got down. They finally told him down here, quit running up there. So you know that had to be going over the distance.
Hey, I want to point out Joe Dinsmore just threw out in the comment section. He said Nick 3 wide for the win. He's calling the shot for Nick here tonight.
Oh, boy. If Nick wins this race, we'll never hear the end of it tomorrow night. You realize that?
If Nick wins this race, I'll dress up like a clown for tomorrow night.
And, you know, he would steal my thunder because I had a great run last night, and I was going to, like, run in like, hey, look, I actually finished in the top 5 for the first time.
And you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to be like, oh, yeah, well, it's still not as good as Larry's 3rd.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, they always got to give me crap about that.
And then Adam's going to go, well, I won a race. What we're talking about, folks, if you didn't know, the podcast, the Ghost Fire Media podcast, is on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on YouTube, Twitch. And then if you miss it on that, you can always listen on Spotify. Just look up Ghost Fire Media, and you can listen to it in your car as you make your way down the road. And that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Ghost Fire Media podcast. Myself, alongside Larry Patrick, Adam Wood, Nick Adams, Hot Carl Henderson, and Josh Lashton as well. And we'll have special guests as well to come in and join us. So join us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on YouTube and Twitch.
Absolutely. And real quick, yeah, if you do miss it, you can go back to those channels and watch. Obviously, they do save. If you don't want to look at some of the guys' ugly mugs, then yeah, Spotify is definitely an option. It does go on Spotify approximately about an hour after the show airs.
Yep, good time. I've gone back and listened to a few of them actually on Spotify to see how they sounded and how they. It's a good thing. Like, it's a good thing for me because I can listen back and see how the mics all sound and the mixes and all that stuff. Mixes are what bothers me the most of anything. So. You know, it's not, you know, being a musician and stuff, I always listen to the audio quality of everything. So, and I listened to the very first couple episodes as the podcast did, and I say, I'm not too stoked about that, but everybody has started, they've invested in money, they've got some good mics, and so things are getting better. I think everybody was like listening to Randy and going, man, he went out and spent some money on the mic. So it all sounds good now.
Absolutely. Hey, partner, I don't know if you've noticed this. I've been watching the 529 there, Anthony Cirillo, and he's really contemplating on what line he wants to run there. He keeps going to that high line, low line, high line, low line. Looks like he's settled now there into that low line, though.
Yeah, he has settled down to that lower line there, and he with that. Does he have Michael Jordan on the car?
Yes,
hood?
that is Jumpman. That is the Michael Jordan logo.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Young Bucks stuff that they have that same white and black sneakers and the pants and I thought that's what that was.
Hey, real quick, Miss Tammy said that just tell Mama's Man Boy that Mammy and Tiff was hollering for you too. So right now, Chris, you're really letting them down there. 2 laps down, buddy.
Come on, Chris, you can do it. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. we got faith in you. They'll have another 5 wrecks. You can get around on top lap.
I'm hoping. I'd be, it's unfortunate to go down, that quick. As you see there, the 14, he's dropping out of that pace, so he's out of that draft. So we're 32 of 60 laps in right now, and we've been green flag, I would say, for approximately about 10 laps now.
Yeah, I think make themselves where they're not crazy anymore, because they were kind of crazy there in the back. And Chiarello, once again, dives underneath that double yellow line. I'm not really sure what he's looking for.
It is an interesting move. Maybe he's testing
Chiarello's
some waters. And there comes the Endeavor cars down, but they slide back up. That's going to let Josh get back underneath them.
Yeah, it's I'm not really sure what is going on out there with the logic. I don't know. You just have to the Endeavor cars are all lined up, and now that they've got the slowpoke driver behind them, as a jab at Tim St. Jean. That's just a team that he runs for. So I would never jab at Tim St. Jean. He's one of the best drivers in this league, and he definitely will end up in victory lane. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely an amazing driver. You see a lot of these cars now lining up, single file, only the Endeavor cars there on the outside. This is a completely different ballgame. When you were in the Cup cars, you would not see that outside line work. Unless, of course, your name's Blake Gordon. Somehow that guy made it work all by himself. I take that back. We know how he managed to do that by side drafting, and it works. But here in the ARCA cars, these guys with 3 cars alone are making that outside work with about a stack of 7-8 cars there on that bottom line.
Yeah, getting that lined all up there. Actually, now we've got that outside line is really pulling away a little bit. Will they pull? Will they stay on? And just like I said, Josh Lashton once again comes back up and says, "Not so fast, there, Comedy. I might have something for you."
And I think this just begs the question: how much is this just being the difference in the pushing between the guys behind the 2 front runners of Josh Lashton? We don't see Cody Leland getting too much up into Josh yet. So is that one of the reasons why Sean is getting these huge runs?
I believe you are right about that. I believe that those guys are really pushing on each other. Where that inside line, they're not really pushing. They're just kind of following. And I believe that's although right there, look at that. The inside line is gathered back up and taken the advantage. But will we see the outside line come back? I don't know.
I mean, they're definitely fighting back already there on that outside line. Like I said, it's very interesting to see how this is playing out right now. I think you're going to start seeing more aggressive pushing once this continues to wind down in about 20 more laps. We got 20 laps to go.
Yeah. What we really need right now is we need a 3-wide battle all the whole way around the track. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that 3-wide battle to happen. I want to see that middle groove come in.
Hey, Blake just brought out a good point. One thing we, as broadcasters, we've always tried to bring in that, right? I think week in and week out, Randy, what do we always talk about? Fuel runs, right?
Fuel run, yeah. We should be pretty close to a fuel run here.
But what do they never need in TNT, Randy?
Fuel.
Blake just said in the comments they will need a fuel stop.
Yes, they will in this. I forgot about that. They will.
That's going to bring that added drama.
Yeah.
And we're looking. There's 50. Blake Ziti comes down in front of Josh Laston. As
Guess
these
we got tired
guys
of running behind his teammate.
Whoa, they almost go 3 wide as Josh Laston looks to the inside there.
But he didn't lead the lap. He's trying to lead that lap, but he did not lead that lap. And I'm sure that's what Ziti was trying to do, is just get those extra points to help his points run. But Carmody still had the better run on the outside.
Absolutely. And again, right now that we're just seeing the first domino fall as far as.
Look at this. Hey, look. The old wily veteran there, John Gordon, is now working the outside of the Carmody. Here comes John Gordon with the trunk full of the number 6. Tim St. Jean right behind him, and Nick Adams is pushing them both. So the old wily veteran, actually two old timers working that outside groove around those young guys.
Did Blake Pasta, though, hold up that outside line a little bit to let his teammate around? And will they do it again? Is this a ploy right here to try to get these cars to start hitting down low so that way they can make their pit stop together?
You see Nick Adams dives to the inside, trying to get that third position, trying to get around John Gordon. I think that might have been the wrong move. I think I would have stayed that outside groove with Gordon and St. Jean, as Chiarello now has popped back in the picture again. He's going to follow the outside groove with those two wily old guys.
Well, right now we got 22 laps to go, and here come FRR and Closed Circuit Racing. They are coming down the pit lane.
Look at Nick Adams and Josh Laston. Both of them are off into the grass, and I'm sure that's going to bring out a black flag for those guys. Wow. Unsafe pit entrance, I'm sure, for at least I would think. Wow, can you believe that? Our leader is in the grass.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen, Josh make that bad of a mistake. Not since Daytona.
And guess where we're at? But that's only 4 cars. Who comes now? Where's the next domino? Shrillo looks down. He decides not to. You've got 4 cars. You got the Endeavor guys, and then you got Slowpoke Racing with Tim St. Jean, but then you got multiple other sporadic cars there. Do they all come together? Are they going to work with each other and come in at once?
I would say probably all 4 of those guys will come. I think St. Jean is going to go in with John Gordon. Whenever John does, he'll do, or actually the Endeavor guys, he'll do whatever they're going to do, because he knows he doesn't want to be by himself out there. You see Tom Stevens popping that outside line, trying to get something going around them. He's now running 5th for the first time tonight. But they should be pitting here this lap or next lap.
Nope, they stay out.
Wow.
And the FRR CCR guys are coming back on the track. The one thing to be weary of right now is Cody Leland has a little bit of a gap between he and the CCR guys.
So we'll have to watch this and see what happens. This is definitely some drama here.
And Joe Dinsmore said, Nick, no, you're fired, Nick. So right now, we just seen these guys, none of the CCR or first response guys came back into the pit. So I don't believe they grabbed a black flag from that.
I was going to say that. Did they get a black flag or did they not?
But Cody Leland is definitely off the pace. He's not going to be able to get that draft with those guys.
To hope that these guys that are going to pit here within a couple laps or so, that he actually maybe catch up with them and do something. The longer these guys stay out, I'm not so sure that's a smarter idea.
I agree. Now, conventional wisdom will tell us 1.5 mile tracks, smaller tracks. What you'll see is guys come in, get the fresh tires, and make those runs right there. You can make up time on the leaders. We've seen it multiple times. Daytona, though, tires shouldn't be much of a factor here. These guys are relying on that draft. As we have a car sliding through the infield, That's
DW
the
right.
02 it looked like.
Oh, somebody else just went up near the wall. I'm not sure who that was.
Mike Wisniewski is what it's showing here. He is in the wall, damage to the car, and he is limping here back onto the track. Major damage to this car. Will this bring out a caution? He is rolling, though. No caution yet.
Dropping debris, we don't know. That, that would be a tough break for all those guys that are lapped down. That would be some serious bad luck.
Yeah, absolutely. That is not what closed circuit racing wants to see right now. And I'd be lying. They need to get lined up. They need to stay in a straight line right now. They cannot be running side by side at all.
No. It's just like and Cody Leland is now going down again. One more lap down. As they just went around, the leaders just went around him. And Blake Ziti has pulled his car all the way down. I'm not sure what happened there. Caught these slower cars.
When will they come in? Not yet. They still are not coming in. And this is not a bad strategy. Are they going to run this thing where they can't run it no more, hope for a caution, it sticks all these other guys a lap down?
I believe that's probably what they're trying to do right now. They are trying to wait for that maybe caution to come out. But, if guys are running side by side, you got a better chance of a caution coming out. But if you're running single file around here, you're probably not going to see a caution unless something stupid happens.
Well, Cody Leland now drops 2 laps down. That is going to hurt him. And we wait to see when the dominoes fall for Endeavor Racing. Not another lap, no pit stop.
Blake Ziti is, if you watch him back there, he's trapped between 11 and the 43, trying to catch up to his teammate, or teammates.
Oh, the 11 kind of squeezed up top there. Put Blake a little close to that wall. Had to make him nervous.
Yeah, it made him nervous. I think it made him so nervous he just pulled him back behind him and said, heck with it, I'll just stay back here for a time being. So
14 to go. When does Endeavor, when do these cars right here come into the pits?
They have to come in soon. They've done 47 laps.
Here they come.
Here they come right now.
And Tim St. Jean is staying out. It's only the 3 Endeavor cars.
I am shocked at that because he can't go. He might make 1, maybe 2 more laps. He's going to have to pit. He will be out of gas.
He will have no help. But did Tim St. Jean, he got into an incident.
John Gordon actually, he did actually.
So he got fuel more than likely.
Yes, he did. That's right.
Can he make it?
He might be able to. John Gordon overshot his pit.
Woo, the 40 gets a little loose there trying to exit the pits.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Oh, boy.
Here comes CCR. You see Endeavor. They're coming around the corner. CCR just now getting into this corner. Again, they need to stay lined up. They need to quit. One going outside. They are moving around a little too much. They need to be in sync.
Look at this. We've got Tom Stevens, who also did pit earlier. He's leading the race. St. Jean pulled up behind him. I'm sure.
There they go. They are going around Endeavor. And there is a developing story here. As Blake Gordon said, 19 excessive speeding penalty. He gets a black flag.
Oh. Tough break for Daddy-O. So, oh well. So the guys are actually leading right now. Tom Stevens, Tim St. Jean, and Gene Watkinson all did pit early on. So do they have enough gas for later? Do they?
That's a really good question at this point.
They need 10 laps of fuel left. And you see Watkinson working in that outside groove with Tim St. Jean, which is not what you want to see. You want these guys to run in a line, but they're not. So there's nobody to tell them to get back behind them.
If I'm Walkinson right now, I stay right on these guys' butts. If anything, it's to preserve fuel. To be able to run 3/4 of throttle just to save that little bit of fuel. I don't know where he is on fuel. He might be able to make it all the way, and he's not worried about it. But right now, being in line is your best friend. You have no need to be by yourself in a line.
Yep. The guy that's going to probably have to conserve fuel is your leader. So he should be laying off and kind of let them run up to them so he can conserve a little fuel. But I doubt that he's doing. I'm sure he's full bore out there. Tim St. Jean's going, go ahead. I'm only having to work half throttle right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The Endeavor guys were able to get back up to speed, and they are now running with the CCR guys as we see them coming underneath John Gordon, as John will hope to grab their draft and to keep up with them. But right now, all these guys one lap down with your leader showing Tom Stevens.
Yeah, here we talked about some of the guys that we don't normally talk about a lot, and right now the guy leading is one of those guys. Tom Stevens is leading this race with only 9 laps to go. Actually 10 laps. There's still about 9.5.
Yes, right now 9 laps to go, the remainder of this race. Can these guys make it on fuel?
That's the question.
Timing and scoring is showing me that Josh Laston, Anthony Schrillo, Josh Laston, Carl Henderson, Nick Adams, John Gordon are all 1 lap down.
Yeah, they're all 1 lap down. Unless something crazy goes on.
Well, hear me out on this. They should be on the same lap as Sean Carmody and Blake Ziti, if I'm thinking correctly.
No, because I believe, Josh Laston for sure, when he came through the pits, he went through very slow because he was in the grass. So, same thing with Nick. I think that's what the problem was. They were so much slower going into the pits. And we got trouble. Oh no. Oh, Tim St. Jean was going to pit, and as he was trying to pit, it looked like the 11 and I believe the 50. I'm not really sure what the other car was. I think it was
Gene Watkinson. It was the 11. Yeah. He goes to go pit, and the 43 hits the 11, shoots him down, and he slams in the back of Tim St. Jean.
Oh my gosh. Tim is got to be livid right now.
No caution still.
So Tom Stevens is out there all by himself. Well, basically he's out there still with Watkinson, and that's it. And they're 19 seconds between them and third place, but I think that's going to change here in a second. Actually, probably going to be around 34 seconds ahead of Sean Carmody. He would be running third at that point. Blake Ziti is off the pace. He's down on the bottom of the track. Maybe he ran out of gas?
I don't believe he may have just been trying to take it easy. Wait, are we talking about Nick Adams?
No, Blake Ziti.
Blake Ziti. Ran out of gas?
He was on the bottom of the track.
That was Nick Adams.
Oh, was it Nick Adams?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, he's got major damage to that 30 car.
Yes, I see. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Now, okay. I'm not seeing anything here showing what would have happened to him. But yes, major damage to the 30.
Oh, yeah, that front end, that left tire is turned the wrong direction. So, yeah, he had some major contact with something or someone.
So, hear me out on this, partner. If the race, 5 laps to go, the race finished as it is, we are going to have a brand new winner.
If things keep going on, yeah, we will.
Right now,
Possibly. Unless he runs out of gas.
Unless he runs out of gas or a caution comes out, he'll have to fight for that. Then we'll see a fight. 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go. And he's got about a half a track lead on Sean Carmody, Blake Ziti. In second is Gene Watkinson, who is about a quarter of a lap
Actually, Gene
back.
just took the lead, I think. No, he didn't. That was the 40. The 43 is right there up in the middle of all this. And he's kind of throwing things for a loop up here.
Yes, right now we have Tom Stevens in first, followed by Gene Watkinson in third, Sean Carmody fourth, Blake Ziti in fifth, Tim St. Jean still running a top 5 even after that incident going into pit lane.
Yeah. So really, Tom Stevens, his best friend could be that 43 car if they would just work together.
Yes, 100% agree with that. Obviously, it would be absolutely no help to the 43 whatsoever. But hear me out on this, Randy. He's got an entire track lead. He's got a full lap lead on these guys. About a half the track lead on these guys.
Yes.
3 laps to go. I wouldn't want anybody by me. I
No.
just, at that point, I know I can get around 3 laps without these guys catching me by the end of this race. I wouldn't want anybody around me.
Looks like Tim St. Jean is going to pull up in front of Tom Stevens and help him.
Yeah, he got around him. That's going to allow Tom Stevens. If Tom stays behind him, he can pull that draft. At this point, he just mosey behind him.
2 laps to go. Tom Stevens is 2 laps away from a win. His first win in the TNT Guitar Addict Series. But he's still running in
Tom,
that.
just stay below. Stay behind Tim.
This is the inexperience. You just
Stay behind
the guy.
him. Come on, Tom.
We're cheering for the guy that has had nothing but bad luck, pretty much. Tom has had terrible luck. If I was him, I would just stay right behind Tim St.
Tom, no!
And he gets together with Tim St. Jeans, and he almost comes down again. Just let the car go, dude.
Don't race him, Tom. It's not for position.
I don't think he realizes that it's...
Tom, stop.
I think Tim just finally said, heck with it. The guy thinks I'm on the same lap.
Oh, man.
Oh, all right, he makes his way into turn 3.
This is it.
Turn 4, here he comes. All he's going to do is make it down off of turn 4 into the...
And your winner at Daytona, Tom Stevens.
Wrecking win. Here he
Hey,
comes.
that's it.
Tom Stevens has won at Daytona International Speedway, his first race that he's ever won.
Watkinson with his best finish yet coming across the stripe. He will take second position here tonight.
Oh boy, Sean Carmody was third. Blake Ziti was fourth. Tim St. Jean does come home.
Blake
fifth.
Ziti took over third position.
Oh, he did? Yeah, he did. They're in there. Wow, good comeback for him. Oh boy, what a crazy race. We did not see this one coming at all. Really, we thought it was going to probably be Josh Lasseter and Sean Carmody through the whole thing, but
Can we get somebody to get a hold of Tom to get him in Discord, please? I do not see, he is not in Discord at all. I don't even see him in the section to be able to get him in. Burning down the rubber.
you know what brought him luck is that paint scheme. He ran that Chase Elliott number 9 Napa Know-How car, and that's what brought
Napa
him luck.
know-how.
But boy, he tried to give it away.
He-
Racing with Tim, I don't know. I couldn't understand that.
I'm not even going to lie. That about depressed me.
Oh boy.
Hey, so right now Joe is out there advocating for somebody to get a hold of this man to get him in Discord. So while somebody tries to do that, he's going to blow up that car, which He deserves to do it.
Yeah, he does.
We're gonna have to bring in our second place finisher. We can bring in Gene Watkinson of Silver State Racing. Excuse me, I cannot talk today. And let's talk to Gene Watkinson. I believe his best finish yet in the league.
Yes. Started 10th and finished second. But hey, Tom Stevens started 18th.
What did I tell you? Take your time and you can do it. Here, let's see if we can get with Gene. Hey, Gene, it's Larry and Randy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Here you good.
Hey, man, heck of a race from you here tonight, man. Second place, and correct me if I'm wrong, your best finish yet in TNT, man. How's it feel?
Best finish ever. And I just ran out of gas on my last lap.
Oh, man. Hey, we were watching you guys, and you guys were all running around racing with each other and trying to, survive. You were racing along there with Blake Ziti and Sean Comedy, weren't you?
Yeah, I was right up there, just hoping nobody wrecked because I was ready to shit my pants.
Hey, you started 10th and you finished second. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know that feeling of when you're finally running, doing what you can do, and you just hope nothing goes wrong.
Maybe my crew chief said that when I pitted early because I was in that early wreck, and I come out, and he said, "You got 31 laps of fuel left, and there was 30 to go." I said, I hope he's right, and he was.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, Gene, tell us about your stuff. Where are you from? What do you do? All that good stuff.
I'm retired. I live in Vegas now. I used to live in Pittsburgh. Moved out here about 3 years ago. So, just living the retirement life?
You're friends with Manzo, aren't you?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I remember that now.
Manzo and Keller.
Well, I guess a retired life working well for you. You got second place, your best finish tonight in the TNT division. Maybe you get a win by the end of the season.
Hey, I'm happy with his second.
Hey, man, it was awesome. We seen you up there rooting you on, man. We're so happy that you got that second place, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too, brother.
Hey, it's funny because we were talking earlier, and I said, it'd be great to be able to talk about this guy, Tom Stevens and Gene Watkinson. And here they are, the top two winners.
I'm telling you. And, I'm beginning to wonder. I see a name Turbo Tom, and that's the nickname. I'm assuming Tom Stevens is. That's it. Oh, it is. I'm going to send him a message.
Let's see if it's him. It'd be great if we could get him in here. Find out more about this guy. We've watched him run around here for a while. Since last season, if we could get him in here and talk to him, see what he's
absolutely. We got to get it. You got to bring in the new winners. You can't not bring the guys in.
Yeah. I feel bad when we don't get to interview these winner guys. So.
Let's give it a little bit of time. Hey, Randy, while we got a second, man, while we're killing time here, remind the people about the shows coming up, man.
Well, tomorrow night, folks, please remember that we do have the Ghostfire Media podcast starting at 8 o'clock. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. And if you can't watch it in person, you want to listen to it in your car, you can listen to it on Spotify just about an hour after the podcast goes off the air. We're usually on here from 10 or usually till about 10, but sometimes Larry goes a little over because he drinks a little bit too much, and we go to 10:30 or so. But
I want to point out that I was told I do very well at keeping you guys in line.
And keeping us in line?
Yes, keeping the other guys in line.
What?
Yes.
Who told you that? Your mom?
No, actually, Johnny. He doesn't give me compliments very often, so I took that one. All right.
I don't blame you. So, anyways, that's what's happening tomorrow night. Then on Tuesday night, don't forget the IVRL Buttkicker Series will be at Darlington International Speedway. The IVRL is one of the premier leagues that you want to check out. That's on Tuesday night. That starts at roughly around 7 o'clock. It's an early start for the racing on there. Then on Wednesday, it's Sportsman Division for the AOLL, which Larry will be in the booth for that one as well. Alongside Carl Henderson will be alongside him for that. Then Sunday nights, you don't want to forget, and that will be this Sunday night as well. It's the AOLL Cup Series. This week will be at Kansas Speedway, and that's going to be the premiere of the week as watching the Cup guys run at Kansas. Can Blake Gordon win another race?
No.
Or will it be Justin Anderson again?
No.
No. Who will it be?
Neither one of them. I'm wrecking them both.
I'm going to wreck them when they come by. I reckon you boys don't need to harass me today.
And you know, before they pop into the comments and say, well, you got to catch us first. No, you're wrong. You will catch me. I promise.
When you come to buy to lap me, I'm going to give you something 4 or 5 wide.
I can make a car very wide.
Hey, you guys, you feel that? That was net code.
That's epic.
So did we find Tom Stevens or no?
We've had black people blast this man. And nobody right now was able to get a hold of him. Or we have not heard from him. I have not heard from him. Nobody else has said anything.
I got a message. Wait a minute. It says that Blake Gordon was driving the number 9 tonight.
Blake Gordon was driving the number 9.
That's why he doesn't want to come talk to us.
That's a good possibility. Hey, John said, GFM, I've got a few more coming your way. John, I'm guessing commercials of some sort. If it is, man, hit me up offline, man. We would really appreciate it. I love the work that you did and everything else, man. It's amazing what you guys put together. It's just, it helps us out a ton.
Yeah, I heard the Guitar Act's going to actually do another one, and they're going to actually kind of like break a guitar and stuff on camera.
Well, hold on, man. Look, see, you could be paying my paycheck with the guitar. What are you doing? I also want to point out, did you notice that Larry's going to be on Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I give up 3 nights for this. I'm yet to receive a paycheck. Somebody needs to get on to Adam Wood.
You signed up for the wrong series. Can't help that. That's your problem, not ours.
Fair enough. Hey man, I crack jokes because I'm trying to kill time, trying to kill as much time as I can, but I haven't heard anything. Nobody's heard anything. Hold on.
I think
Blake's trying to help him out. John, are you talking about trying to get him in? I want to see. Is Blake trying to get him in before we sign off? For anybody, you'd get more stars if you didn't threaten the drivers. That was Justin Anderson. That's fair enough. Fair enough. He said, "I dare you to try and wreck me on Sunday."
I'm gonna wreck the boy. I'm gonna come by. I'm gonna say,
I don't actually have the standings. Did they update the standings already there, Joe? And anybody interested in the NFL draft, Penei Sewell just got drafted by the Detroit Lions. Yes, I'm pulling double duty. I watch the NFL a lot, so I am listening to it with my AirPods while I did this tonight. So if I seemed a little scatterbrained, you now know why. Squirrel! Seems like Justin likes wrecking himself.
yeah.
Shots fired by John Gordon.
Wow. Yeah, last night Justin did not have a good night for the first time. I was thinking maybe he'd let his wife drive the last night.
Oh, man, that's terrible. Yeah, Joe, I do that kind of at the sign off point. So I was still hoping we get him in. I'm assuming we're not going to be able to get him in. So we'll continue this talk with Justin tomorrow night. Justin, one of the awesome people that I think he's caught every broadcast live and does a ton of commenting, and we love it. So catch that podcast and comment, because we love talking to you guys while we do it. Just as I'm doing now, I read the comments and we respond and everything like that. So even if you're not a guest on the show, you're pretty much a guest on the show because we talk to you anyways.
So let's log off here.
Well,
We're not
hold
gonna
on.
get Tom, so come on.
Hold on. We got to do one last thing, exactly like they stated. We're going to give you the results here for tonight's race. So your winner tonight, Tom Stevens. In second, Gene Watkinson. Third, Blake Ziti. Fourth, Sean Carmody. And fifth, Tim St. Jean, after a rough night, still able to pull out that fifth place finish. Josh Lassen in sixth. Seventh, Carl Henderson. Eighth, John Gordon. And ninth, Anthony Shrillo. 10th, David Wright. And 11th, Chris Oliver. 12th, Cody Leland. 13th, Nick Adams. Mike Wisniewski. And 14th, David DeParis. And 15th. And that'll do it, because Blake Gordon, Sean Hayes, and Ed Springer did not race.
No. I think Sean Hayes probably doesn't get the provisional wall for that.
Sean Hayes has been promoted out of the series.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he's now in the truck series.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah, I forgot.
Yes. So, with that, that'll do it for here tonight, Randy.
Yep, that'll do us for us tonight here from Daytona International Speedway. Let me say that again. Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. We are out of here, folks. So long from the Sunshine State.